Ruka and Makoto, they wrestle over a bag. Crazy Yoko comes in, throws some pocket sand at them, allowing her to snatch the bag with ease. Don't know what it is about Crazy Yoko. Maybe it's because she's so small, I just imagine, and the big sleeves actually. I think she'd be very good at propelling pocket sand into the eyes of her enemies. Good day, good people. It is another fine, chaotic Thursday in the year of the Ascent, Toon Link Dave. And it is yours truly, the United States Aviator. Welcome to what is truly going to be a chaotic episode of the Danganronpa Hunger Games. Preseason is coming to a close. And you know what that means. It is time to make our selections, have these teams fight to be Season 8's Agents of Chaos. And if you're new to this series, this is how that works. The Agent of Chaos will be in tag teams at least. They'll be there to make sure that the champion might have to defend their title. They will spin the wheel, a 5% chance at the start. If it hits, then the champion must defend their title in that match. If it doesn't, the next time, ladies and gentlemen, the next time, it is another 5%. And that goes up and up and up until Chaos hits. And then once Chaos hits, it's all over. There's no more spinning. Just one time and one time only, as opposed to last season where Chaos went crazy. But this season, we gotta get some new Agents of Chaos, so here, as per tradition, we got every team, because they're not just fighting for the Agents of Chaos, they're fighting their way into the Season 8 tag team premiere of the Hunger Games. The top 6 teams will move on, and if you're not in that premiere, there's a chance you might break up. They're trying to fight for the Ultra Despair Girls titles, their tag team titles, Komaru and Jack's titles. But they're also fighting to stay together. Some of these teams, this will be the last time that they fight together. So let's introduce them for perhaps the last time. Prepare for trouble, Sonya, Gundam, and Jin. The Proud Fathers, Taichi and Gerald. Fusion Ha. It is Taka, and it is Hajime. The Asylum, Kaede, Crazy Yoko Extra Large, and Crazy Hyoko. The Jacket Failures, Kaito, Hiro, and Kanji. The Big Sisters, Sarah, Hina, and Mukuro. In the family, we have Kanon and Cory in the house. Dominance, we have Mew, Akane, and Clover. The full power of God and anime, Azuru, Mitarai, and Hifumi. The Beanie Brigade contains Kazuichi, Ryoma, and Ruruka. Mind Trip, in their full form, has Maya, Pewter, and Yasuke. Trying to become 2-time Agents of Chaos, we have the Dark Arts Specialist, Lysithia, and the Preseason Princess, Katoko. Literary Arts, trying to stay together as a team, it is Toko. And now, No AI and Team trying as well with Alter Ego Chiaki and Aiba. The Bass Bros, Leon, Kyutaro. The Accent Imposters, Teru and Celeste. Hope's Last Stand, Kibo, Nane Chiaki, and Makoto. Small and Mighty, Fuyuhiko, Chihiro, and their new addition, Mizuki. Show Me Your Moves, Tinko, and Iris. Healthcare, Mikon, Mercedes, and Luna. At Your Service, Kurumi, Pennyworth, and Nagito. All-Star Alumni, Sakura, and Peko. Follow My Lead, Nakamaru, Kokichi, Boss. The Strongest Sweethearts, Gonta, and Raphael. Eye for an Eye, Munakata, and Dimitri. Headphone Vibing, Masaru, Yosuke, and Marco. Nope. Mysterious Mascots, Monokuma, Zero the Third, and Teddy. Yin Yang Despair, Shirakuma, Kurokuma, Junko AI. The Loving Brothers, Mondo, and Alice. Say It Ain't So, Kana, and Aiko. The Masterminds, Monica, Samugi, Junko. Rock Opera Ibuki, Reiko, Rise. Homeroom, Chisa, Kizakura, Usami. The Amnesiacs, Ryoko, and Date. The Headmasters, Jin, and Tengen. The Horn Bearers, Sato and Rantaro. The Flourishing Florist, Daisaku, Dedu, Mask On. the Great Gozu, Seiko, and Jotaro wanting those titles back, don't forget. Secret Assassins have Maki, Kai, Soulful Saviors have Juzo, Keiji, and Mishima, the Resistance, Haiji and Hiroko, Spoiled, Togami, Natsumi, and Oda, and the False Gods have Angie and Rhea, and 6 of these teams will join: the Pure Boys, Expert Deductions, the Hotheads, Shrouded in Mystery, the Brainiacs, and of course, your new tag team champions, the Ultra Despair Girls. So which fantasy draft time, which of these 6 teams would you have going to the Season 8 premiere? Because 6 of them will be going, the top 6. Which team do you not want to see break up? Which team do you think should get another go of these teams? And I guess that's all I want to know. But leave those in the comments. I'll make my picks for first, second, and third after saying that you guys make those comments. And if you have any other team ideas, forever and always in the description, there will be the box where you can submit your own tag team ideas. So even as the series going on, and the season's going on, you're like, oh, this could be a good team idea, you can leave it down there. But those comments are important, like this one, like that one, and even like that one. But I'm gonna make some picks. I want Follow My Lead, and I want Boss to win this one specifically. For second, give me... Oh, that would make them the Agents of Chaos too. There's a lot riding on this one, actually. Hold up. Give me the Amnesiacs for second, because they were my ride or dies. They got close, I think, once or twice. They got close at least once. But they couldn't quite pull it off. I would love to see them get at least in the top 6 this time, because this is going to be a big one. And lastly, give me the Asylum, because they honestly... I think they deserve it. If I had to pick 3 more, Prepare for Trouble, definitely. I like the Jacket Failures and the Accent Imposters. That would be my fantasy draft of 6, I think. Would it? There's probably a team or 2 that I'm missing that I really like. I like a lot of these teams, but that would be my fantasy draft of 6. And do I explain the gimmick now? I guess I probably should. This season's gimmick will be Retribution. And what does that mean? It means towards the end of the season, there will be an extra Retribution match, and during that match, it will be for a spot in the finale. That match will occur for both tag teams and for the OCs, which is interesting. What about singles? Those will be through fan votes. You guys will determine the Retribution for the singles to the fan votes. You'll understand that more as we get into it. I'll explain more in just a second, but I need something to explain more. What do I need? Yes, to explain, I need... I'm sorry, what? Oh, this isn't the die. This is just... This is a die seed? It is a seed. Cubicle seed. Do I have a... I do. Hold up. I got a pot right here, and it's got some soil in it. So don't mind if I do. Just dig a little bit, try not to get any soil right there. Whew. Very dirty indeed. And what else do I need? I'm gonna put this right here, actually. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna toss some Miracle Grow on it. You can't grow things that are inanimate objects without a little bit of a miracle. Alright, so we'll toss a little bit right there. Put this away. What else do you need to grow plants? We had some fertilizer, we got some soil, it's in a pot. Water. Duh. Now if you'll excuse me just for a second, just gonna... And most importantly, when you're... Thank you. Growing beautiful plants, you need patience. So I'm just gonna sit here and stare at you until it's done growing. Oh yes, we are indeed having a stare down. How do you feel about... Oh, well... Oh, that was very fast. Hold on, let me disconnect that from the stem. Ugh. Alright, there we go. Well, thank you very much. That was a fantastic growth. Retribution. So the way to get into the Retribution spot is to be in the of course there's a winner, and you have to be in the top however many, and that will be decided not only by our number of resimulations, this is decided by the die roll. So whatever the dice rolls, that'll be the remaining spots. So let's say we roll a 5. Then second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth will all be in that retribution match. And the biggest twist is that they will be in that retribution match alone for the tag teams, which means you really want your entire team to finish very well. That is retribution. Let's see how many would get retribution if this were a Season 8 matchup. It would be just 4. So let's see what happens. Because we will also be resimulating a fantastic 4 times. This is for the Agents of Chaos. One of these teams will win. The top 2 will go to the singles finale as well. But for right now, we just resimulate. Not 1 time. Not 2 times. Not 3 times. But as we close off preseason, 4 times. This is it. It is time to decide who will be feeling a little bit chaotic come this season in tag team action. We had, the Dark Heart Specialists were pretty fun. They were fun Agents of Chaos. Chisa was a phenomenal singles Agent of Chaos, and we will get that singles Agent of Chaos tomorrow. And the OC one this Sunday, and OC submissions open this Sunday, so you better get ready for those. But for right now, let's proceed on. Because it is, dang Kokichi, you are struggling. It is time for the bloodbath. And the tributes all stand on their podiums and the horns. Horn bearers, you know where you are, you know what you do, are here, and if they would please, sound the horns. Excellent. Angie uses a shovel to kill and bury Kokichi at the very start of it. Kokichi, we gotta... I know I picked your team to win. Do better. Chiaki ignores the game and goes looking for food, so runs away from the cornucopia. Junko watches it with envy as Tengen and Big Junko kiss before leaving the area. One, you shouldn't be envious. 2, it's funny because it's Big Junko, it's like, it could have been me. Iris, or maybe she's watching in envy because of the despair that Big Junko's feeling. Iris, Gonta, and Kyutaro arrive to the games as a group, but are penalized 50 luck because they're late. You don't be late to these games. Teruteru approaches Natsumi, Kazuichi, and Boss, telling them that he'll be killing them all this game. He wants those tag team titles, wants to be an Agent of Chaos. Fuyuhiko accidentally steps on a landmine. Big yikes. Monokuma spots his most prized possession hidden amongst the supplies. He goes to grab it, but Alice reaches it first. Taka sets off an explosive, killing Akane, Jin, and Date. You do hate to see that. You hate to see that. That's a lot of my favorites. Celeste stays at the cornucopia for resources. Peko finds a model cornucopia inside of the cornucopia. Togami runs away from the cornucopia. Hiro travels in time travels actually from a past game. In his blue police call box, Sakura runs away from the cornucopia. Hajime watches with envy as Mukuro and Masaru kiss before leaving the cornucopia. I'm sure Mukuro was just giving Masaru a forehead kiss. I like to imagine the Mukuros somehow, someway very good with children. Mercy rips a mace out of Yosuke's hands. Tenko refuses to fall to despair. Ruka and Makoto, they wrestle over a bag. Crazy Yoko comes in, throws some pocket sand at them, allowing her to snatch the bag with ease. Don't know what it is about Crazy Yoko. Maybe it's because she's so small, I just imagine, and the big sleeves actually. I think she'd be very good at propelling pocket sand into the eyes of her enemies. Alter Ego falls into a pit and perishes. Don't drop your computers, friends. Ibuki enters the game feeling a little under the weather, so Jotaro and Rantaro, the Taro Bros, comfort her and offer to take care of her this game. You know, I might be a little worried about Jotaro, but Rantaro might do a good job. Mikan begins to bully Ryoko relentlessly. Hizakura runs away from the cornucopia. Kaito takes a shuckle from inside of the cornucopia. That is a thing that I have said. Lysithea finds a canteen full of water. Nagito finds a huge rocket launcher. Mondo enters the arena, but changes his mind and just leaves immediately. Mondo's not here for that. Pennyworth severely slices Corey with a sword. Corey is not in the house today, but Cannon might be. Oda pushes Ryoma off of a cliff during a knife fight. Luna gets down on one knee and proposes to Sarah? Before she can give an answer, Seiko beheads Luna with a sword, leaving Sarah in a state of shock. That girl has already had so much trauma. Don't do that to her, Seiko. Reiko, Kanji, and Jin arrive to the games as a group, but they're late, penalized 50 luck. Nakamaru takes a sickle from inside the cornucopia. Shirokuma convinces Marco not to kill him, only to kill him instead. Rest in peace to Marco. Rhea repeatedly stabs Daisaku. He can't get any love either. Chihiro finds Cannon hiding in the cornucopia and kills her. So Cannon and Corey are not in the house, unfortunately. Teddy runs away from the cornucopia. Sato breaks Toko's nose for a basket of bread. Hiroko runs away from the cornucopia. Kurura, Kuma, Nane Chiaki, and Samugi arrive to the games as a group. Everyone's just late today. I don't know what it is. Mitsurai gathers as much food as he possibly can. Now runs away from the cornucopia. Taichi grabs a backpack and retreats. Aiba sets off an explosive, killing Dedu and Dimitri. I hate to see them perish together. Miu and Rise. That's four big ones gone. 4 good competitors. Mizuki finds a teleporter. It teleports her to Garrick Mach Monastery. She steals an ancient relic and returns to the games. I'm certain that they are Balthus's relics of his gauntlet relics. Absolutely. Juza strangles Peter with a rope. Rest in peace to him. Mishima finds Leon hiding in the cornucopia and kills him. Rest in peace to Leon. Cyril windmills his arms, charges into the arena with his eyes closed, what results in a path of destruction. In its wake, Maya and Aiko are obliterated. Kai grabs a backpack, not realizing it's empty. Jiro runs away from the cornucopia. Yasuke takes a handful of throwing knives. Keiji spots his most prized possession. Hiding amongst the supplies, he goes to grab it, but Hina reaches it first. Kaine also time travels in from a past game. Kotoko sets off an explosive, killing Kibo, Usami, Sayaka, and Kana. Kotoko is like, I'm trying to be a little chaotic again this season. Kurumi, Azuru, and Haiji assist each other in getting the best of weapons. Chisa runs away from the cornucopia. Gundam finds a torn photo of Hifumi within his pocket, the word friend scribbled on the back. Munakata rips a mace out of Clover's hand. Yep, that's me. Monica. You may be wondering why I just stepped on a landmine. Well, it all started back in the year of the aviator. Alright, well, while Monica is monologuing and exploding, Crazy Yoko runs away from the cornucopia. Zero the Third enters the game under the weather. Sonya and Raph comfort him. Gozu, the greatest Gozu, runs away from the cornucopia, and Maki, we go way back by the way, takes a handful of throwing knives. That was just the bloodbath. We still have plenty more to go. And it all starts with day one. Cyril and Monokuma are sitting in a tree. Killingingeng. Nagito, Lysithia, Crazy Yoko, Extra Large join the Adventurers Guild and are assigned roles based on their stats. Nagito is a righteous knight. Lysithia, very fittingly, the Wizened Wizard, and Crazy Yoko Extra Large is the dopest janitor of all time. Jiro makes a deal with Gundam. Mikon finds Shuichi's hat, puts it on. Sarah glares at Reiko and says, "Do you want to die?" Reiko runs away. Tenko smells a rat. Chisa receives fresh food from a mysterious man dressed as a wizard. We don't have, first of all, Tenko, we actually do not have rats in the arena. They have probably all been feasted upon by the Komodo dragon problem that is going on here, but you know, it is what it is. Shirokuma puts on a pair of radical shades, says a one-liner, then puts on a second pair of radical shades on top of the first pair. His coolness levels are so high that Ibuki dies from the exposure. He was just too cool. Top to the bottom, just cool. Kizakura plays patty cake with Jin. Mitsurai and Sakura insult each other relentlessly after getting to a bloody fight. Maki challenges Now and Celeste to an anything goes pancake eating competition. Maki murders Now and Celeste as soon as the competition starts, before eating a single pancake and earning an invitation to the World Pancake Championship Invitational, which will happen once we have 24 members who have joined. Pennyworth tells Big Junko that she is not a clown, but the entire circus. Very fitting because she is the size of an entire circus. Haiji and Clover are sitting in a tree. Kissing. Don't know how I feel about that one. Ryoko tries to sleep through the entire day away from everyone else. Mishima goes hunting. Masaru starts writing a novel. Will he ever finish it? Taka finds a slingshot, fires it at Makoto with such precision that it kills him. Taka, you know what, if anyone can do it, it would be him. Hifumi and Kurumi kiss underneath the goodness gracious. It is summer. It is not even Christmas in July. It's not summer yet, actually. Let me dial it back. I'm still just as upset. Alice takes a sip of tea, but the scolding hologram proves too much for him, spits it all out into Natsumi's face. And another entry! As Kurakuma, Kazuichi, and Gonta go to an anything goes pancake eating competition, Kazuichi eats the most pancakes and obtains entry to the World Pancake Championship Invitational. And once we have... In fact, I'll explain a little bit about that at the end of the episode. Hina and Azuru work together to drown Rantaro, but he overpowers him and drowns him instead. Rantaro, oh my goodness gracious. Raph kills Samugi, then revives her as an undead minion. I'll allow it, she's alive. So, stabs Oda with a sword, revives him with his wish ring, and repeats the process until the wish ring burns their hand. Oda runs off, he's still safe, still alive. Yosuke tries to sneak attack Yutaro, but Yutaro catches on and runs away. Toko breaks down, starts weeping for an unknown reason. Boss tries to console her. Teddy discovers a cave. Peko starts a cult. You know who joins? Taichi, Aiba, Juzo, and Tengen. Zero the Third reminisces about Season 2. Hiroko poisons Kaito's drink but mistakes it for her own and dies. Kaito's still alive. Sato makes a Danganronpa rewrite where Mizuki's the protagonist. That might be pretty interesting. Girl's been through a lot. Togami constructs a shack. Teru receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Crazy Yoko, Mukuro, and Gozu, the greatest Gozu, get into a fight. Mukuro triumphantly kills them both. That is the end of the greatest Gozu and the craziest Hiyoko. I don't know if crazy Hiyoko or regular Hiyoko are more crazy. And by crazy Yoko or regular Hiyoko, I mean crazy Yoko or crazy Yoko extra large. Jiro collects fruit from a tree. Kaiji becomes spherical. Spherical? Munakata's phone rings. There's no caller ID when he picks it up. It's just Iris on the other line insulting him. Iris throwing insults sounds ridiculous. They're probably silly. Seiko gets so absorbed in chasing a butterfly that she falls it right off of a cliff. Kotoko breaks down, starts weeping, but Chiaki consoles her. Kai tries to find every Monokuma on the school grounds. Yasuke advertises Fangon as Fangon to Jotaro. Jotaro's impressed, checks it out. Ruka wakes up from a long nap. Kaede throws sand into the eyes of Junko and runs off. All this pocket sand, and it's from her tag team. Sonya finds the remains of a pirate ship. Kanji and Hajime grievously injure each other during a vicious fight. In order to survive, they have to nurse each other back to health. Rei reminisces about Season 1. Mercy and Hiro work together to toss Nane Chiaki's items into lava. She is now defenseless, no items. She's starting from scratch, and Nakamaru receives a gift from an unknown sponsor. It's a box of chocolates. Who wouldn't want to give a box of chocolates to Nakamaru? I don't know, but you can't give a box of chocolate to the 37 that we lost today. And it is a Claire de Lune 4. Kokichi, Fuihiko, Akane, Jin, Date, Alter Ego, Mondo, Kori, Ryoma, Luna, Marco, Daisaku, Kanon, Dedu, Dimitri, Mew, Rise, Pewter, Leon, Maya, Aiko, Kibo, Usami, Sayaka, Kana, Monica, Angie, Ibuki, Now, Celeste, Makoto, Hina, Izuru, Hiroko, Crazy Yoko, Gozu, Seiko. And we still got a ton of people left, I believe. So if we just go through here and see, there's still 75 left. So I will do a slow scroll for those who don't know who's here. But I know you must know that if you know your team is still here, then you know your team is still here. We still have 75 to lose, so this is going to be a long one. Grab your poppin' corns and your fizzy drinks and proceed with me to see who wins this one, to see which 6 teams will go on to the tag team finale, which top 2 will go to the singles finale, and which one team will be your next tag team agents of chaos. Shall we? We shall. We'll proceed to see. Night 1, as Toko and Keiji sing some fantastic show tunes. Jotaro and Natsumi create their own secret code language so they can communicate without any unwanted eavesdroppers listening in. Ryoko finds a dark deva in the arena. It attacks her and bites straight through her heart, killing her. They are pretty strong, pretty terrifying. Despite Yosuke's desperate begging, So decides to leave his campsite. Kaito delivers an intense motivational speech to Hajime and Aoba about the impossible being possible. All you have to do is make it so, inspiring them to give it all this game. Hopefully, he inspired himself to actually win a match. Munakata has a fever dream. While sleeping, he wakes up to Kyoko standing over. Big Junko goes to the Love Hotel with Sakura, Oda, Tenko, Zero the Third, and Kurokuma. Big Junko does not survive, but dies happy. That's not really a mental image that I wanted, so we're gonna keep going. Chiaki gets infected with a despair disease. Chiaki starts insulting everyone who passes her by relentlessly. I can't imagine sweet little Chiaki tossing the most vicious insults at people. Pennyworth and Tsumugi start kicking Alice for unknown reasons. Monokuma finishes his nighttime coffee before joining in. Rantaro is gentle with Kanji. In a team-building exercise, Kyutaro and Nekomaru tell each other what they hate about one another. Teru tries to enter the secret underground casino located in the arena, but gets turned away by the bouncer. Okay. Throughout the entire night, Yasuke keeps telling Junko a bunch of useless fun facts. Shirokuma was so cool that he died from hunger. So cool! Chisa has no more motivation. Nagito enjoys some mozzarella sticks with Mizuki. That's just... I don't know, I just don't trust Nagito, I won't lie. Mishima does a quick prayer to Atua before going to sleep. Rafts loves Sarah as much as Maki loves Kokichi. Not at all. Hiro and Boss exercise underneath the stars. Gerald feels himself developing a crush for Gonta. I mean, you do, Gerald, I guess. Kurumi befriends a Komodo dragon wearing a small pair of aviator goggles. Look, y'all need to stop befriending these Komodo dragons, and you need to start slaying these Komodo dragons because they're an issue. Sonia, see, I guess they are helping with the rat problem. Sonia sees a fire but stays hidden. Kotoko finishes her novel. Delightful, good on you. Kotoko finishing her novel on how to be a true master of the dark arts. Sato goes to the Love Hotel with Taichi. Kaede exploits Clover's kindness and has her do various humiliating tasks for her. Nanaya Chiaki does the same for Peko, and Masaru has himself developing a crush on Lysithea. Hifumi disowns Mikon for being a disgrace to the family. Ruka starts a fire. Mercedes, Gundam, and Mitarai cheerfully sing songs together. Teddy gets stuck behind the ominous mountain and forced to sleep in what feels like a harsh winter. That mountain, I tell you what, it's coming. Jin hops into an inflatable cauldron and makes jokes about how he's emergency food. He might have a problem. Taka thinks about home. Chihiro chases Rhea, Cyril, and Kizakura trying to enforce a curfew. Kai defeats Iris in a fight that spares her life. Mukuro, yes, queen! Kazuichi finds a big red button, decides to leave it be. Haiji and Maki have created their own secret code language, so no eavesdroppers will listen in and understand what they're saying. Togami confesses his love for Reiko. Reiko surprisingly lovingly embraces him, accepting the confession. This is not a couple that I would ever expect to see. Juzo slices at Crazy Yoko's extra large's eyes. Crazy Yoko extra large is now blind, unfortunately, and Ten consumed the ash of a trillion dead souls and asks the ghost if honor matters. Silence was their answer. I don't think we really lost too many people that day, but we still have a day 2 to get through, and it will be Tengen going nya to annoy Kaito. Kaito just stabs Tengen in the chest. The audience loved that. Cyril and Mishima kiss underneath the mistletoe. The audience doesn't love that. The audience doesn't love Cyril, and the audience doesn't love mistletoe. Togami kills Mitarai with a hatchet. The audience doesn't love that either. Mitarai needs some love. Kotoko reminisces about season 2. Mukuro, Reiko, Junko, and Chiaki talk about the other tributes. Nagito wants Avi to give donuts a chance. I don't know what it is about you tributes, but I love donuts too. I don't only love pancakes. They're just top. They're S quadruple plus tier. Yosuke joins the Mistletoe Warriors, the group that's waging war against mistletoe during any other month besides December. Yosuke, thank you. Thank you. Your contributions will not be in vain. Sonia smells a rat, so feels that there is a duck watching him. Oda constructs a shack. Keiji puts on a fedora. Gundam suddenly yells out, Keiji the platypus! Kizakura wants a nickname similar to sharpshooting steel-minded big sister Sarah. Make one in the comments. Kanji sips on apple cider. Masaru starts writing a novel. Will they ever finish it? Tsumugi puts all of their faith into Atua. Monokuma immediately wakes up and has pancakes for breakfast. You know what? I appreciate that. Get that man's in the World Pancake Championship Invitational. I like that. Monokuma's in too. Kaede and Mikon track down and kill Sato. You hate to see that. Kyutaro reminisces about season 1. Sarah feels that there's a duck watching her. Gerald exclaims, "Not the Naegis!" for no particular reason. Hiro finds a yeet ball. You'll love to see that. Yeet ball's coming back too. Kai uses a spell to suck the intelligence out of Aiba, but it fails because there's nothing to suck out. She's an artificial intelligence. You can't suck out the artificial intelligence. Tenko cleans her kitchen with a new kitchen gun. It's very good at cleaning. Jotaro overhears Alice and Hajime talking in the distance. Rhea, Clover, and Nekomaru make homemade weapons. Haiji starts a cult. Munakata, Natsumi, Boss, and Iris all happily join Pennyworth. Sleeps the entire day away from everyone else. Chihiro tends to Yasuke's wounds. Gonta, Nane Chiaki, and Lysithea get into a fight. Nane Chiaki surprisingly kills the both of them. Mercedes throws a pebble in anger in a strange series of unfortunate events that causes a small landslide, taking out Crazy Yoko Extra Large, Maki, and Kazuichi. Mercy. That was Maki. Me and her go way back. What have you done? Chisa receives medical supplies from a mysterious man dressed as a wizard. Hifumi goes nya to annoy Kurakuma. Taka, Peko, Kurumi, Raph, and Teddy look for other people to kill. Oh my goodness. Ruka uses righteous anger and yeets Juzo into the oblivion. I think that is the end of Juzo. Taichi goes hunting. Zero the Third and Rantaro make a list of chores for Mizuki to complete. Jin, Toko, Teru discuss the killing life so far, and Sakura drinks cactus juice and starts to hallucinate. Hopefully that won't last too long because we've only lost another 12. We got a ton to get through. But first we gotta get through this Claire de Lune 4. Ryoko, Big Junko, Shirakuma, Tengen, Mitarai, Sato, Gonta, Lysithea, Crazy Yoko, Extra Large, Maki, Kazuichi, Juzo. And we'll see everybody's statuses. We've only lost 12, which means we're still at like 63, so we still have a ton of people to go. So I think we just gotta proceed. We'll do another slow scroll. We'll do an in-depth look once we get to like 50. But to get to 50, all we'll need is like an arena event or the feast, something to just take out a ton of people, use everyone who's here. We're gonna proceed and see who perishes. At the start of night 2, Toko defeats Pennyworth in a fight but spares his life. Boss bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Boss, oh no. Jin's still hopping into that inflatable cauldron. I think he really does have a problem. Sarah loads her shotgun with a physical form of murderous intent. Kotoko grabs a dumbbell and starts working out. We're about to have buff Kotoko out here. Monokuma has a dream of Yosuke winning. Is this a premonition or something? Perhaps. Headphone vibing. They could be agents of chaos. Teru's reflection in the mirror distorts to show him his true self. Is he pleased with what he sees? Peko looks up at the nighttime sky. Samugi and Clover track down and kill Hifumi. Rest in peace to the boy. Sakura sees a fire but stays hidden. Nagito was she didn't see Nagito's fire because he started. He tried, but he's unsuccessful. Sonya's ultimate move is fully charged. Taka does ask Mukuro to help him go to sleep. Mukuro lifts Taka onto her shoulders before dropping Taka's head onto her knee. Taka is not only out cold, he is gone to sleep. Junko finds an Etch-a-Sketch and somehow, some way, ends up breaking it in frustration. Rhea finds a sleeping So on the ground, raises her hand, waves it in front of her face before dusting off her shoulder, falling and punching So right in the face. Kizakura tries to treat his infection. Mikon ain't afraid of no ghosts. Hajime loves Ruruka as much as Maki loves Kaito. That is a true bond. Mercedes unknowingly eats toxic berries. Zero the Third panics, tries to cure Mercy, and is successful. After losing repeatedly in chess, to Oda repeatedly in chess, Rantaro tosses the game board into the campfire. And surprisingly enough, another entry. As Chiaki challenges Taichi and Jotaro to an anything-goes pancake eating competition, Taichi eats the most pancakes and obtains entry to the World Pancake Championship Invitational. Kaito walks into the campsite of Nani, Chiaki, and Teddy and throws the disembodied head of No! The disembodied head of Mishima at their feet as a warning sign of things to come. Disembodied head of Mishima. We don't like that. We'll keep going. Nekomaru and Masaru have a tea party together. While reaching for the tea kettle, Nekomaru knocks it over, spilling imaginary boiling water on Masaru's lap. It burns like the real thing, though. Tenko wakes up from a nightmare where she's falling to death, only to realize that she's falling to death in real life too after Iris throws her bed off of a cliff. A starving Kaede trades nearly half of her supplies for Chihiro's loaf of bread. Togami and Natsumi fight Gerald and Chisa. Surprisingly enough, Togami and Natsumi survive. Is it because they've learned some teamwork? Perhaps. To build each other's trust, Kurumi and Mizuki do trust falls. On the very first instance, Kurumi steps aside and lets Mizuki fall to the ground. That was a mistake. Kai finds a wish ring and wishes that Raph's neck snaps. Elsewhere in the arena, Raph's neck suddenly snaps, killing him. The wish ring is a little more brutal in this one, in this simulator. Gundam confesses his love for Hiro. Hiro gives him a look of disapproval. Keiji throws a party at his shelter and invites Kanji, Kurikuma, and Cyril. It turns sour though, when they all start arguing over what song should be blasting through the speakers. Alice exploits Yasuke's kindness and has him do various humiliating tasks for him. Kyutaro cooks his food before putting out his fire, and Reiko's obnoxious snoring renders Haiji, Aiba, and Munakata unable to sleep. We lost. More, because there's a day to get through. As Teddy starts a cult, Yasuke, Natsumi, Rantaro, and Toko happily join. Mikan, Teruteru, and Mercy do the torture dance while torturing Hiro. Poor Hiro. Nane, Chiaki, Sonia, Hizakura, and Reiko play cards. Chiaki washes her hands in the river. Kurumi embraces the power of positivity. Yosuke wakes up from a long nap. Kai finds Shuichi's hat and puts it on. Rhea receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Masu tries to find every Monokuma on the school grounds. Clover receives a gift from a secret admirer. Oh god, that's repulsive. Who gave her that? Which one of y'all did that? You nasty. Sakura attempts to do a cool skateboard trick but ends up with her guts splattered on the pavement. Sakura, oh no. You shouldn't be skateboarding if you don't know how. Togami berates Taichi for hours. Taichi thinks that he and Togami grew closer that day. I wouldn't be surprised, actually. Peko overhears Kaede and So talking in the distance. Kurikuma, Haiji, and Aiba come up with a complicated escape plan. Oda makes a poem for Chihiro. How nice. Jotaro is trapped in a box with a small device that can release a deathly poison every hour. Is he dead? Is he alive? We can only find out if we click proceed. Kyutaro feigns death, tricking Cyril into ignoring him. Monokuma picks up the phone. There's no caller ID, it's just Zero the Third on the other line insulting him. Iris receives an explosion from an unknown sponsor. Mukuro advertises her Fangan to Samugi. Samugi is impressed, checks it out. Jin uses a cactus to kill Pennyworth. That's a prickly death. Alice receives a gift from a secret admirer. It's a box of chocolates. Kotoko finds a fedora and puts it on. Gundam once again is like, Kotoko the platypus? He would know. This man's the master of animals. That's all it takes to become a platypus. I'm telling you what. Togami is making Mizuki angry. Togami's not gonna like Mizuki when she's angry. True. Everyone's just given repulsive gifts because even Munakata receives one. Hajime creates his own superhero identity and much to Kaito's chagrin, he is now the sidekick. Junko plays chess with death and wins. Ruka practices her archery. Nekomaru, Keiji, Kanji, and Nagito swim in a magical lake hidden deep beneath the arena whose mystical waters turn them into chibi forms of themselves. Magic doesn't always have to be useful, but it sure is cute. And Taka pile drives Sarah into the rampaging flames of their campfire, sacrificing her to the fire god. We lost more than 12 this time. I'm wrong, we lost less than 12. Less than 12 this time. Which means after this Claire de Lune, 4. Boss. Hifumi. Mishima. Tenko. Gerald. Chisa. Raph. Sakura. Pennyworth. Sarah. Well, I think we gotta see everybody's statuses. We have, what, 53 left, I think? Maybe? That sounds about right. Alive. Yeah, 53. I'm exactly right. That is some good water. Now that I'm hydrated, we had 2 for Prepare for Trouble. There's a piece of ice in my mouth. There we go. Taichi for the Proud Fathers. Fusion Ha completely in. The Asylum only has Kaede. Jacket Failures completely in, surprisingly. Big Sisters have Mukuro. Clover for Dominance. Ruruka for the Beanie Brigade, Mind Trips Yasuke, Dark Art Specialist Kotoko, Literary Art still has Toko, non-AI and no AI in team has Chiaki and Aiba. Base Bros have Kyutaro, Accent Imposters have Teru, Hope's Last Stand has The Last Stand, non-AI Chiaki, Chihiro and Mizuki for Small and Mighty, Show Me Your Moves has Iris, Healthcare only lost Luna, At Your Service only lost Pennyworth, All-Star Alumni still has Peko, Follow My Lead has Nekamaru, Eye for an Eye has Munakata, Headphone Vibing only lost Marco, well, nope. Murderous Mascots completely in actually, Yin Yang Despair has Kurakuma, Loving Brothers has Alice, Say It Ain't So has So, Masterminds has only lost Monica, Rock Opera has Reiko, Homeroom has Kizakura, Headmasters has Jin, Rantaro for the Hornbearers, Mascon has Jotaro, Secret Assassins have Kai, Selfless Saviors have Keiji, The Resistance has Haiji, Spoiled completely in, and the False Gods only have Rhea, which means 53, only one team can come out on top and be your next tag team Agents of Chaos. I got a gut feeling that this day is not going to go down with 10, it's going to go down with a lot more than 10 as we proceed. It is night 3, and Taichi loves Iris as much as Maki loves Kokichi. There's a lot of hatred going on here. Clover receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Kanji buys every single version of Uno from AV's Wares and despairs. Gundam accidentally sticks his hand in the campfire that he made. That's gonna burn. Karumi, Kotoko, Nane Aichiaki, and Zero the Third play a friendly game of Uno, which Nane Aichiaki wins. They're lucky it wasn't a game of Uno to the death, because that exists and we have seen it before. Teru puts his trust in Chiaki and allows himself to fall backwards. Chiaki does nothing, watches them fall down, how rude. Hajime threatens Kaede in fluent Japanese. Toko throws what they think is a Molotov at Teddy. Turns out the Molotov is just a rag, it's not even on fire, so reminisces about the year of the aviator. And another friendly game of Uno featuring Hiro, Kaito, Mukuro, and Rhea. Mukuro wins this one. We're gonna have an Uno off between Nane Aichiaki and Mukuro at some point. Kurakuma receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Keiji prays Tua that he makes it out alive, with minimal bloodshed of course. Mizuki, Haiji, and Yosuke enter a scrum debate with Mikon, Taka, and Natsumi. They argue over who the best boy in Danganronpa is. I'm sure Haiji's not saying himself. Under the cover of darkness, Aiba spies on Kizakuro. Look at those covert ops from Aiba. You love to see it through the entire night. Rantaro tells Nekamaru you a bunch of useless fun facts. Junko sings a romantic song to Mercedes, how sweet. Reiko hits some sweet Jin music on Yasuke. Kai asks Jotaro to help him go to sleep. Jotaro somehow lifts Kai onto his shoulders, drops Kai's head onto his knee, knocking Kai out cold. Togami steals Masaru's first kiss, but he just got kissed on the forehead from Mukuro at the start of this game. How, you didn't know? Of course not. Monokuma falls into a pit and dies. Under the cover of darkness, Oda spies on Sonya. That one I find more believable for some reason. Munakata has a fever dream while he's asleep. Wakes up to Kyoko standing over him. Tsumugi and Jin vow to protect each other. Nagito, Chihiro, Cyril comment on what they find nice about one another to improve the mood. Throughout the night, Alice tells Peko a bunch of useless fun facts, and Kyutaro discovers Ruruka hanging upside down from a telephone pole. Nobody knows what happened, but Ruruka certainly isn't alive to tell the tale. I think she might have been one of the only people to perish this day. But as we proceed, it is day 4. And Kotoko tells Munakata that she is a cardboard cutout of Kotoko, created by Avi. I didn't. No comment. Jotaro kills Natsumi with a sickle. Kizakura tracks down and kills Zero the Third. Uh-oh, we're having a lot of perishing at the start of this one. Alice manages to delete Taka, Keiji, and Clover from existence while just saying, just Alice. Cyril drives up to Maki Donald's and wants an ice cream. Fortunately, the ice cream machine is working. How lucky. Cyril, I need you to perish, because you could bring Sayaka to this tag team finale, and you guys could be the tag team Agents of Chaos. Kanji receives pancakes from Avi. Consider it a blessing. Karumi convinces Nane Aichiaki not to kill her, only to kill her instead. Rest in peace. Yasuke does a cool skateboarding trick to amuse Hiro. Hajime throws a cup of coffee at Nekamaru. The scalding hot liquid proves too much for Nekamaru, and it kills him. Goodness gracious. That's who drinks their coffee that hot? You should have had an iced coffee. Teddy, as an AV's Wares and Despairs employee, prepares for the inevitable shopping raid. That's my boy. I hired him as a mascot, but now he's doing good work. Tsumugi takes a sip of tea, but the scalding hot liquor proves too much for her. She spits it into Yosuke's face. Kai and Kurokuma play tricks on So while Taichi steals from his room Gundam, glares at Rhea and says, "Do you want to die?" Rhea runs away. Shockingly enough, Teru wants me to give Waffles a chance? No. Kyutaro goes hunting. Mikon does Mikon things. Haiji exclaims, "Not the Naegis!" for no particular reason. Kaito does a sick kickflip. Sick. Mukuro and Rantaro kiss underneath the mistletoe. There's been too much mistletoe. There hasn't been a lot of mistletoe lately, but for some reason it's in full force this game. That's just how these games go. Sometimes events just stay sleeping for so long and then suddenly, hey, we're here. Oda. And Kaede into a rebuttal showdown. Jin diverts Mizuki's attention and runs away. Aiba sprains her ankle, running away from Masaru. Nagito collects fruit from a tree. Iris tells Toko that she is a cardboard clone created by Avi. I promise I have nothing to do with that. Sonia receives medical supplies from a mysterious man dressed as a wizard. Chiaki attempts to do a cool skateboarding trick to amuse Peko. Peko hates the attempt so much that she kills Chiaki with her own skateboard. Oh. Togami finds a violin and begins to play it horribly, much to Mercy's frustration. Chiro finds the remains of a Viking ship, and Junko makes a finger gun and pretends to shoot Reiko. The gun actually fires and shoots Reiko fatally. I don't know what kind of handguns. Handgun. That's a real thing. We'll proceed. We lost more. Because the class is all plugged into a VR game. We might be in trouble. As Kaito finds a sci-fi weapon, fires it at Tsumugi, the explosion also catches Mizuki and Masaru, all three die of shock. Mikon solves the mystery of the Neo World program. Alice also finds that weapon, fires it at Kotoko. The explosion also catches Hiro and Kyutaro, all three of them die of shock. Kizakura breaks a rule and is punished in-game by Monokuma, falls into a coma in real life, and subsequently perishes. Rantaro also finds that secret sci-fi weapon, fires it at Chihiro. The blast also catches Kurokuma, and so, all three die of shock. Rhea and Munakata solve the mystery of the Neo World program. Cyril helps Kanji plug in but accidentally puts the wires in wrong. Accidentally, Kanji's brain ends up leaking out of his nose. Taichi solves the mystery of the Neo World program. Nagito and Yasuke, they just enjoy the game. Mukuro exploits a game by strangling Teru with toilet paper. He suffocates in real life. Yosuke breaks a rule, punished in game by Monokuma, falls into a coma, and subsequently dies. Haiji exploits a game bug, strangling Junko with toilet paper. She suffocates in real life. Iris glitches out of the world and falls through the game world, never waking up. Mercy fires her sci-fi weapon at Sonia. The blast catches Peko and Aiba. They all die of shock. Togami enjoys the game. Jotaro solves the mystery, and so does Hajime, and so does Kaede. Oda finds that sci-fi weapon, fires it at Jin. It catches Toko and Gundam. All three die of shock. That might be the end of literary arts. Right there. Kurumi and Kai solve the mystery of the Neo World program, and Teddy enjoys the game, and thus we have lost 32. This game is much smaller than a standard size game now, I believe. But we do have to give a clear de lune for the 32 that we lost. Monokuma, Ruruka, Natsumi, Zero the Third, Taka, Keiji, Clover, Nani Chiaki, Nekomaru, Chiaki, Reiko, Tsumugi, Mizuki, Masaru, Kotoko, Hiro, Kyutaro, Kizakura, Chihiro, Kurokuma, So, Kanji, Teru, Yosuke, Junko, Iris, Sonia, Peko, Aiba, Jin, Toko, Gundam. We'll see everybody's statuses. I forgot how many we had before, but we lost 32, and that's gonna bring us very low. Yes, to 21. We are within striking distance. There's 21 people remaining. And they are the Proud Fathers. Taichi. They have Hajime for Fusion Ha. Asylum still has Kaede. Jack of Failures has Kaito. Big Sisters still have Mukuro. As we scroll down, we have Yasuke from Mind Trip. As we scroll down, we have Healthcare with still 2 members, Mikon and Mercy. At Your Service still has Kurumi and Nagito. As we keep going, Munakata still remains for Eye for an Eye. Well, nope. Cyril's there though. Mysterious Mascots have lost 2 of their members now, and Teddy still remains. Loving Brothers still have Alice carrying on for Mondo. As we scroll down, Rantaro's carrying on for Sato. Jotaro for Mask On. Secret Assassins have Kai. The Resistance has Haiji. Spoiled has Togami and Oda, and Rhea remains as we proceed for the False Gods. Only 6 of those teams will go to the Season 8 premiere. And only one of these teams will be your new Tag Team Agents of Chaos. What chaos will they bring during the season? Will they have you on the edge of your seats until the final episode, or will they cash it on the first episode, or somewhere in between? Let's proceed, and let's see who they will be. As Kai finds a stereo and presses play, it plays some sick beats. Haiji stands outside of Teddy's camp. Haiji is trick-or-treating because still thinks it's Halloween. Kurumi charges her ultimate move. Kaito grabs Kokichi by the throat. I'm sure he wishes. Hajime, Alice, Taichi, and Togami get together and form a rock band. I mean, I see Alice as a rocker. Hajime has that air guitar spray. Taichi, I don't know. I guess he could play some, like, I don't know. I don't know about Togami or Taichi. Mukuro, stop being selfish though. Kaede climbs into an exisal. Cyril battles a Mercy. In an intense game of rock, paper, scissors, Cyril loses and has a sad feeling in his chest. Yasuke goes to the left hotel with Jotaro. Rhea and Mikon start prepping for Spooky Month by doing the spooky dance. They're a little early, but I'm okay with it. Munakata climbs into an exisal as well. Oda's bleeding out, but thankfully he receives fresh blood from an unknown sponsor. Who on earth? You know, let's just embrace it this time. Nagito finds a big red button and decides to leave it be. Let's proceed. It is day 5. Togami shows Mikon his murder list. At the top of it is Mikon's name, and it's in bold too. Jotaro throws a cup of coffee at Kai. It's scalding hot, and it kills Kai. Haiji spears Kurumi in the abdomen. Yasuke sees a completely pale Hajime washed ashore, unmoving. Yasuke revives him with CPR. Teddy bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Rhea makes a deal with Nagito. Kaito and Rantaro grievously injure each other during a vicious fight. In order to survive, they have to nurse each other back to health. Mukuro reminisces about season 4. Oda falls into a pit, but somehow he lives. Munakata makes a dirt statue. Mercy knocks off the head, so Munakata decapitates Mercy and uses her head instead. Unfortunate for her, Taichi and Alice have a picnic. Taichi uses this chance to push Alice off of a cliff. They just formed a rock band. Kaede starts writing a novel. Will she ever finish it? And Cyril spins so fast that he becomes a human Beyblade. He's been doing a lot of spinning and arm twirling today, but we have lost 5, and we can finally calm this down and instead give a clear day loom 4. Kai, Kurumi, Teddy, Mercy, Alice. 5 more are gone. 16 remain. And those 16 are Taichi, Hajime, Kaede, Mukuro, Yasuke, and as we go on, we still have Mikon, Nagito, Munakata, Cyril, Rantaro, Jotaro, Haiji, Togami, Oda, and Rhea. One of these people will lead their team to being the next Tag Team Agents of Chaos. In fact, the Spoiled team are the only team that still have 2 people. So good for them. It could still be their opportunity today. However, we have to proceed because there's still plenty more events, plenty more to unfold, and 6 more until your saving grace picks, and we gotta get to those. We still haven't had a feast, which means we might get to those very quickly as we proceed. It is night 5. Yasuke is killed by a bite from a black mamba. You know exactly whose fault this is. I thought we were only dealing with Komodo dragons. Nobody told me that there were other reptiles here. Okay. Haiji prays to Atuma, and he makes it out alive, with minimal bloodshed, of course. Ooh. Kaede, Taichi, Jotaro, and Rantaro make shadow puppets over the campfire. Everyone's so much better at Rantaro than he starts to get jealous. He probably ran off. Oda and Mikon have a pose off. Mikon wins. Hajime tells Cyril, this is great. It's just you, me, and this brick wall that you built between us. Kaito and Munakata start prepping for Spooky Month by doing the spooky dance. Rhea says a swear word. Togami covers Nagito's ears. Mukuro gets infected with a despair disease and starts insulting everyone who passes her by relentlessly. As we proceed, there it is, the feast. And the cornucopia is replenished with food, weapons, and memoirs from the tribute's families. Mikon decides not to go to the feast, however, Oda goes and sets off an explosive, killing Haiji, Cyril, and Hajime. Kaede and Jotaro get into a fight over raw meat, but Kaede gives up and runs away. Rantaro decapitates Rhea with a sword. Togami decides not to attend the feast. Nagito, Kaito, and Munakata confront each other, but grab what they want slowly to avoid conflict, and Mukuro decides not to go to the feast, but Taichi unfortunately bleeds out due to untreated injuries. This became 3, 4, 5. I think we need to lose one more until you're top 10, unless we missed one earlier. We'll proceed to a sale. I'm sorry, not a sale, but AV forces Kaede, to work at the supermarket. AV swears and despairs as a cashier after it becomes understaffed. Well, we haven't had the event in a long time, so funds are running short. Togami and Kaito think this is an opportunity to score free food from her. Mikan, Nagito, Oda, Mukuro, and Rantaro look for other people to kill. Munakata encounters a fruit bat, who immediately takes a liking to him and joins his side, and Jotaro's so excited about his super weapon that will take over the arena that he wrote a song about it. We lost. Oh! Well, it's a good thing I hired Kaede. There's a huge flash sale going on at AV's Wares and Despairs. Kaito and Kaede joust with shopping carts. Only Kaito survives. Mukuro gets fired from AV's Wares. Mukuro, you're fired. You should have. Did you see Kaede? She was jousting. You should have told me about it. We could have saved her. You're fired. Get out of here. She runs off, crying. Rantaro takes a free sample. Munakata sneaks into the back room and finds the dead bodies of Jotaro and Mikan. He runs out of the store terrified without figuring out what happened back there. Togami gets fired from AV's Words and Despairs, running off crying. So does Oda, and Nagito takes too many free samples and is killed off by security. Now instead we have lost 10. So I think we're at your final 6, which means after this, Claire de Lune 4, Yasuke, Haiji, Cyril, Hajime, Rhea, Taichi, Kaede, Jotaro, Mikan, Nagito. And we'll see everybody's statuses. I think hashtag spoiled down there still have 2 people, and I think they're still the only team with 2 people, so all the teams who are still in, and at your service barely because of Nagito also make it into the tag team premiere episode. So, the Jacket Failures, the Big Sisters, At Your Service, Eye for an Eye, the Horn Bearers, and Spoiled are these 6 teams that will make it, but only one of the remaining 5 teams will make it to be your tag team Agents of Chaos. They will be safe from breaking up, and more importantly, I bet your picks might not be doing too great right now. It sounds like you might need some new ones. So how about we make some new ones together, you and me? We go ahead here, we take a deep breath in, and we take a a deep breath out as the music plays, as you guys get ready to make your saving grace picks. We have Kaito, who could get his very first win in the same way that Mikan got her very first win in an Agent of Chaos match. Could Kaito win today? The Big Sisters still have Mukuro remaining. Could they all be a little bit chaotic as the season comes to fruition? We still have Munakata. An eye for an eye is still here. Could he be the one to bring chaos to Dimitri? A little bit chaotic in his soul too. We still have Rantaro trying to bring some notoriety to the Horn Bearers right there. Can he and Sato become your next tag team Agents of Chaos? And of course we have, with 2 people left, Oda with 6 KOs and Togami with 3. Spoiled is doing work today. Even Natsumi has 2 to her name, even showed she has perished. Who do you got? First, second, and third. Who do you have? Make it in the comments. Like your comment, edit your comment, comment on your comment, do what you gotta do to make those saving grace picks known. I'll make mine. Give me Rantaro for first. I like the Horn Bearers. They sound the horn. They need some recognition. Mukuro for give me Kaito for second and Mukuro for third. I really want Kaito to get it. I would love for Kaito to get his win today. I would love it. Will it happen? I don't know. He's been close before, but couldn't quite get it. But you know what? I think today could potentially be his day. Who do I want the most as the Agents of Chaos right now? I think in terms of, like, of like teams that are still in, I think the best fit would actually be an eye for an eye. I think that they both like appear very, very normal, but we've seen them both be a little bit chaotic, a little bit more on the chaotic side. Chaotic good, I would say, but chaotic side. And so, with that, it's your final 6. Not your final 5, though. It's your final 6, which means Kaito, Mukuro, Dimitri, Rantaro, Togami, and Oda. As I double check one more time to make sure I can count, yes, there are 6 still alive, which means those 6 are still going with the same heartbeat and the same will and the same determination as that of a samurai woman. How will this end? Let's find out. Let's proceed. As we go to night 6, Munakata uses all of his mana coins to buy out Avi's wares and despairs for the day. Well, we just had a flash sale. Rantaro relaxes by his fireplace. Togami firebends Oda out of existence. He's like, there can be only one. And just like that, it is anybody's game. Mukuro fears Yuta. In fact, she fears all Asahinas, even though she's teaming with one. But that fear is what drives her to potentially be the first character to be a singles Agent of Chaos and a tag team Agent of Chaos at 2 different times, but to have been the chaotic energy twice. And unfortunately, Kaito was killed by a Black Mamba. Those dang snakes, you know exactly whose fault this is. We'll proceed. We're down to your final 4 now, as we go on to day 7. Togami, Mukuro, and Munakata hold an intervention for Avi's pancake addiction. No, thank you. I'll pass. And Rantaro plays chess with death, and he wins, which means we've only lost 2. 2 good boys. They will be in that tag team premiere next week, actually. But for right now, it's a terrible turnabout for Oda, Kaito, and maybe Kaito saving his first win for the tag team championship match. I don't know. Maybe, perhaps, or because he's here, he could be a 2-time tag team champ. Never forget, he and the Entourage, when they were actually pairing up together, they're still tight. They're still homies. Kazuichi and his pimp's Entourage. They were the tag team champions. Never forget, because of Crazy Yoko Extra Large, but they were champs. Mukuro still in with 3 KOs. We still have Munakata with 1. We still have Rantaro with 4, and we still have Togami with 4 as well. One of these teams will be your next tag team Agent of Chaos. The top 2 will go on to the singles match as well, to fight for the singles Champion of Champions title. But for right now, it is those 4, Togami, Rantaro, Munakata, and of course, everyone's own Mukuro, caught in what we like to call in our final 5 or below a crisis of fate. What will unfold? Let's find out. Let's scroll down. Let's proceed. 4 left. Only 1 will come out on top. Does it end? Not yet. Munakata confesses his love for Mukuro. Mukuro gives him a look of disapproval. Rantaro climbs into an exisal, and Togami passes out from exhaustion. We'll proceed again to day 8. Ooh, Rantaro, Mukuro, and Togami hunt for other tributes, but Munakata dies from an infection. We lost 1. We are down to the final 3. It's getting tense, but can we get a terrible turnabout? 4. Munakata, unfortunately, will not be the Agent of Chaos. However, doesn't matter, he'll go on to fight for the Tag Team Championships. He gets another opportunity, and Munakata's already in the singles match, so he didn't actually need this, so we'll proceed. Mukuro, and Togami, and Rantaro. But Rantaro is actually already in the singles premiere. So now it is just, we have our 2 that are going on, and it would be Mukuro and it would be Togami. So good for them. However, we still gotta get our Tag Team Agent of Chaos. That is what is important right here. That is what is important right now, and it's still a crisis of fate. As we go and find out who that will be. Will it be the big sisters. Sarah, will she become a little unhinged? Will it be Hina, who embraces the chaos? And will it be Mukuro, who could be the first ever two-time Agent of Chaos, once for the singles and once for the tag teams? Could it be Rantaro, who has been cheated out, some might say, of the singles Champion of Champions match, as that chaos been brewing into him all this time? Or will it be Togami? Has he been spoiled beyond all belief, thinking that he should be whatever, he should be the champion, he should hold all of the gold? Could it be Togami? I don't know. Let's proceed. Let's find out. Oh, well, okay, well, let's take that back. Let's run that back, because, this is actually it. Rantaro, Togami, and Mukuro. They gather on night 8, and they play a fantastic game of Monopoly, the game that can tear apart friendships and families. And in fact, it does, as Rantaro loses all of his properties and murders Togami and Mukuro in a fit of rage. And so, holding his ocarina, and with Sato still holding her fantastic sousaphone, or tuba, sousaphone because it's wrapping around her body, only one man stands tall. Maybe it was because Togami was too spoiled, believed that he needed it all? Perhaps? Perhaps it was Mukuro, who also wanted to feel the despair from Rantaro. Made him lose this game, but he made them feel the despair. As we proceed, we can see that your winners and new tag team. In fact, hold on, bring it back real quick. Actually, bring it back. Let's play the let's play the other bang. Okay, here we go. Your winners. After being what he felt like cheated out of the Champion of Champions title, he was slash-killed in a singles match, and that chaos has been brewing in him ever since. Not only that, but he had chaos cast in against him, because he just barely, for a short amount of time, held the tag team championships. Rantaro has been cheated left, and he has been cheated right. And today, he's saying maybe someone else deserves to be cheated today. Your winner, with Sato as your new Agents of Chaos, Rantaro and the Hornbearers take the win. You know what? I can't say I do like this result. First of all, this man has won twice during this preseason. He's won twice. So I gotta say major kudos to him. He deserved it. He felt like he got it cheated out, and now he's trying to become the preseason prince, because look at this. This man's is like, my wish is for chaos. And the man with the wish ring, you don't want that man as your Agent of Chaos, let me tell you. Rantaro with 6 KOs wins this thing for Sato, who was out pretty early, I think. Wasn't she? Where is Sato? Do a slow scroll. She's here somewhere. There she is, 70th place out of 112. Not great, but Rantaro won it for, Mukuro in 2nd, Togami in 3rd, Munakata in 4th, 5th place was Kaito, 6th was Oda, 7th was Nagito, 8th was Mikan, 9th was Jotaro, and 10th was Kaede. Now for a quick little explanation. Remember that 4 that we rolled at the beginning of this because of Asnir, who will probably continue to give me a headache this season. This is when, after Rantaro, the next 4 placements would all go to the Retribution match for tag team action. So Mukuro would be there, Togami would be there, Munakata would be there, and Kaito would be there, fighting for their teams independently. If we had 5, Oda would be there with Togami as well. So that's why it's important now for your team to all finish close to the top. You want to actually have that teamwork going on. That is the gist of this season. So that last game, I don't think we're doing it for the... Yeah. It doesn't happen for the premiere episode. Because that's the last time some of those teams will be together. But it will happen after that. So 11 episodes? Yes. So it's up to 66 people in that game. Or as few as 11 if we roll 11 ones. So that's interesting. That's another little facet of things that could go on. You'll get a feel for how that's going too. There will be a special little bracket for that. As we go on, we'll just go ahead and do a slow scroll. The top 6 teams once again: the Horn Bears, the Big Sisters, Spoiled, Eye for an Eye, the Jacket Failures, and At Your Service. They will all go to fight for what's right, and what is right is those tag team championships. Slow scroll. That's everyone who competed. And that's this game. We'll actually just go ahead and proceed real quick. It started with Angie taking out Kokichi, and it all ended with a game of Monopoly turned sour. Rantaro takes out Togami and former singles agent of chaos, Mukuro. That's nutty, and ensures that the Horn Bears stay together next season. We'll proceed once again. There's your top 6 teams. Those will go on, and I can write those down in just a second, actually. And as we scroll down, look at these top kills. Oda and Rantaro both had 6. Taka had 5. Didn't quite make it, but he had a lot of KOs. Aiba with 4, Alice with 4, Cyril with 4, Kaito with 4, Kotoko with 4, Mercy and Togami with 4, Mukuro with 3, everyone else with 2 or less. We're gonna scroll back through here real quick so I can write down your Horn Bears as your agents of chaos. We got the Big Sisters trying to fight for the titles. We got hashtag Spoiled fighting for the titles. Fighting for the titles, all right. We got Eye for an Eye fighting for the titles. We got the Jacket Failures fighting for the titles. And we have At Your Service fighting for the titles. And they will join the Pure Boys, Expert Deductions, Hotheads, Shrouded in Mystery, former tag team champions, the Brainiacs, and current tag team champions, the Ultra Despair Girls. And don't forget, we also see Mukuro and Togami join the singles bracket, or the singles premiere, but we have 2 more spots to fill for that. Who will go into those spots? We'll determine that tomorrow, during the Agents of Chaos episode for the singles, which will be much shorter than this one. This one's always longer because it's occasionally the last hurrah for a lot of the teams who are here, unfortunately. But teams gotta break up. You gotta get some fresh teams in there every once in a while. We will see. We'll go back to the reaping, actually. This may be the last time you see some of these teams together. And if you have ideas just in case for your favorite characters, even if their teams break up, make sure to leave them in that suggestion box. I've gotten a lot of fantastic suggestions, actually, and some that I'll definitely use. So some teams are definitely going to break up. And the only teams that are safe from breaking up, reiteration, are the champions and the Agents of Chaos. So after that Season 8 premiere episode, or the Season 8 tag team premiere episode, once that happens, once we have champs, once we have the Agents of Chaos, that's it. Everyone else could get disbanded. What'll happen? Will your favorite team survive? I don't know. But that is the end of this. Toon Link, Dave, Year of the Ascent, United States Aviator taking off tomorrow's singles Agent of Chaos, and Sunday, the OC Agent of Chaos. Those things will be decided, and the top 12 in that Agent of Chaos match for the OCs will go on to the OC premiere, which will happen the Sunday after that, so get ready. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are too. Congratulations to the Horn Bears. I didn't expect them to do it, but Rantaro has been popping off this preseason. I think he feels like he has something to prove. Stay classy. Year of the Ascent. Toodaloo. Like crew. Thanks for watching.